What's up? Hello, hello, hello.
All right, that's a new countdown.
You
Yeah.
know what? That's the first time I've ever experienced that. Like, Tanisha, you've been here since the very beginning.
I know. I
Listen,
just feel like it's,
we might have been in our cars, we might have been outside recording. We figured out how to get it done. Welcome to Raw Conversations, you guys. I want to say, first of all, thank you, and I'm gonna do a separate thank you. Um, for both of you guys. So thank you to Tanisha. Tanisha has always been the ride or die. Like regardless to what's going on, she's been there. She shows up not just with us at Envision Youth Services, but also with the youth and with her family and everything she has on her plate. I truly appreciate you. You
and
have no idea.
you for
Truly
allowing me to
appreciate
rock
you.
with you.
Love it, love it. We've done work for years with the youth, and so I love it. Thank you, Marvin, for coming on. So here's the thing: I'm gonna be raw and uncut. Tanisha, you already know. So Marvin, let me tell you what you walked into.
Do your, do
We,
your thing. I'm good with it.
huh?
Go do your thing. I'm good with it.
Did he freeze?
No,
Oh, what'd you say, Marvin?
I said, go ahead, do your thing. I'm good with it.
Oh, okay. So
I can roll with the flow, please.
what we walked into is that we had guests that were going to be on today, and I'm sure people that work in the podcasting field, this is not my lane. I'm not. Listen, we're having a conversation. I'm concerned about the conversation and getting the information out there, but it didn't work out. So I want to give a special thank you to Marvin. I literally called him like 5 minutes ago, and he was like, "I got you." So thank
that's
you. I
on
know
the
he has a
no.
story. I know he has a story. I know he has a lot of experience and a lot of wisdom just from the years of us having conversations. So I want to thank both of you guys for being here. Today has been crazy, but I thank you guys. I really do.
You are absolutely welcome.
So we'll start off with introducing everybody. I'll let's give the floor to Tanisha first.
Sleepy Tanisha, huh? Okay. Oh Lord. All right. Tanisha Webb Williams, mother of four sons, ranging between the ages of almost 32 down to 19. Grandmother about to be eighth grandchild. Um, mental health service provider to families and children. Um, community advocate when I can be. And I just like been a natural born like advocate, counselor from young age. So I didn't choose this, it chose me. But now I'm finally embracing it. Um and I'm just very passionate about mental health, about healing, about especially from trauma and intergenerational trauma, and about our young men and women and how we groom them to be full blown grown men and women. So, um, yeah, that's who I am.
Thank you, Tanisha and Marvin.
Marvin Redeemer, uh, old head, Washington, D.C., so, and here just give back. I took so much, so many years, so I want to give back.
That's real.
That's it, really.
Okay. I am Camila. This is Envision Youth
Let's do this
Services.
thing.
Huh?
Let's do this thing. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. I am Camila. This is Envision Youth Services. And this is Raw Conversations. What is Raw Conversations? Raw Conversations is basically the stuff that kids or the young adults cannot talk to and the youth cannot talk to with the adults in their lives. Nothing's off limits. It's a show that was created for us to be able to speak the truth without anything being scripted, anything being rehearsed, whatever it is, that's what we talk about. I think too often, especially when we look at some of our parents and our grandparents and people of that sort, everything is swept under the rug. Nothing is talked about. You don't talk about mental health. You don't talk about abuse. You don't talk, whether it's sexual, whether it's mental, whether it's physical. These are things that are not talked about because what? It brings shame to the family. So now we hide it, and now they got to grow up and deal with it. And then they come to people like us, right?
Yeah.
So that's what Raw Conversations is. It's about having those honest conversations. And honestly, how I feel is if you don't like it, change the channel. That's how I feel.
That part.
The youth are dealing with it. It's, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to social media, when it comes to all of that, from depression to suicidal ideations, all of that is happening. And so if we don't address it and we don't talk about it, then what? They suffer in silence. You
Right,
know,
right,
so
right.
that's what this show is about. That's what this show is about. So we can actually, since Marvin, you are the guest host, we can actually start off with you. What I want to know, you and I have talked briefly here and there, but we never actually talked about what your story was, where your
Oh,
mindset is, what your experiences were. And I think that that's important so that we can understand where you are now.
um, my mindset
And don't
was when I
mind us.
messed.
We might jump in and kind of weigh in and ask a question, that, that type of
No
thing, just for
problem.
understanding.
You can do that.
Okay.
Ain't got nothing to hide. Um, it started for me with 17 years old, right? My thing was for me, I had I had a scholarship to play football and basketball, right? So I didn't for the University of Maryland. So I didn't do that. So I call myself being know-it-all. I ended up selling dope, right?
At
I mean,
17?
you couldn't tell me nothing. I had 10 grand in my pocket on a basis. I had 100 stolen from me, right? So my thing is, what I thought I knew, I didn't know, right? So the problem is with us, and for me, I was lazy. I didn't want to apply myself. So the problem was I took the easy way out. So when you say, hey, here, that was the easy way, 10 grand? How you gonna tell a kid 17 years old to go to McDonald's, you got 10 grand in the pocket? You can't do that. That's back in the
Yeah.
80s. And I'm talking that era from 78 to 88, them are gorillas and goons. That's what that was. I don't know what the day is. I don't know what they doing. And, I don't know all that stuff because now the game has changed. So the thing is, what we got to do, tell these youngsters, man, quit buying the hype. They buying the hype right now. So a lot of people don't understand, man. When you get out here in these lanes, man, and understand, especially you go to war, somebody might lose their life. So then, what's the problem? What's the purpose? Because you knew the job when you took it, right? And a lot of us don't understand that. See, we don't want to pay the piper, man. And I had to pay the piper. I did 7 years in law, right? And
What do
I
you
was
mean when you say,
frustrated. First 2 years,
Marvin, what do you mean when you say pay the piper? What does that mean? Explain that for me.
you got when you selling dope, right? Either it's two places you're going. You either end up dead or you're going to prison. That's paying the piper. Because this game, think about this game, man. Somebody told me something, man, messed me up. They killed two birds with one stone. So how you get the dope? And I'm like, wow, that really messed me up. How you get the dope, right? And so you get the dope because they bring it on plane, train, or bus. You don't own none of them things. You just kick off
Right.
with it. So, and that's what they did. See, somebody told me it cost them $12,000 to educate you, 37,000 to lock you up. What you think that man gonna do? He gonna lock their ass up? Cause take
Don't lie.
that time
Wait,
fine.
wait, rewind. Give those
What?
numbers again. Say that
Okay,
again.
it cost them $12,000 in high school to educate you.
Okay.
37,000 to lock you up. Right?
That they
You take
that
that
they
time
meant.
fine. What they did, right? So think about it. So that's 200 something $1,000. Now, at the end of your bid going to come from prison, they give you $200. Your investment is fucked up. But see, we keep doing it. Keep doing it. We keep thinking, well, maybe I do this. I wouldn't. I did this. I wouldn't have did this. Oh, it's a trap. A lot of us don't know. We set up at age 3. They setting us up at age 3, right? You think about it. A lot of us, our problem is we don't want to educate ourselves. We keep trying to do the old shit and new rules, right? You think about it.
Mm.
When I came up, if you couldn't play, it was strong. You couldn't come off the porch, right? But now everybody's coming off the porch. That's why we have these shootings out here now. These guys ain't built to take ass whoopings. They ain't strong enough. See, back in our day, you came from the shoulders first thing. I come with 4 people, now you'll get your gun. But now these dudes don't even want to fight. They ain't trying to fight. So they got false strength with a gun. That same guy you see with a gun, if you see him without a gun, he gonna be the first one talking about what's going on. That's just what it is, man. And our problem is with us, and I feel sorry for the black women. The
Why?
black woman she was never intended to bear all the weight. All she was a helpmate, right? The problem is with us, the black men are not standing up to being mean. We wanna say I'm a man, but we acting like kids, right? How you 50 years old wearing a jersey with another man's name on it? I'm cool. I
Oh
like
wait,
sport.
no wait.
Hey, that's real talk. That's real talk, right? And a lot of us don't know what intimacy is, right? Because we too busy thinking I did get hard, we ready to go fuck. That's not intimacy. You know, you got what you got to do is like, hey, it starts from the date. You're talking to her, you call on the phone, hi, how you doing? What's going on with you? Just drop a little hit, settle hit every now and then, right? We don't understand none of that stuff. We take women for granted, man. You know, and you shouldn't take women for granted. You know, especially like calling a woman to be. I can't do that. I got a mother. I got a mother, right? So I don't understand that. You know, a lot of us do that
Marvin,
because
let me ask you a question. Let me challenge you with something because what you just said, what you just said is something that I have been saying for so long. Let me tell you what the response I got. And Tanisha, you could weigh in too. Let me tell you what the response that I got. So my thing is I don't like the word at all. Everybody who
right,
knows me know. I don't use it. I don't call nobody that. Even if I'm upset, like that don't come out of my mouth. That's
right,
just the way that I was raised, though, right? So
right,
when I started talking to the youth about even using certain language and calling girls and women certain names and stuff like that, as far as being disrespectful, when we had that conversation, what they told me was, what I was told was that is more so the lingo. It's not necessarily disrespectful, right? So I could say bitch this and bitch that, and you be my home girl, and it shouldn't be a problem if we don't have an issue. And so, what do you have to say about that? Because for me, when I heard that, I was just like, all right, that's cool. You do that with your other friends, not with me.
well, the
You know?
thing is, number one, they don't know self. A lot of these youth nowadays, this millennial group, if it didn't happen, they don't know about it. It's just like now. A lot of people don't even know about Tulsa, Black Wall Street. Huh? Yeah, it happened. They killed 300 black people who had their own business, had their own thing. They were $3 million. White man got mad because he had to deal with them. They don't know that. See, the problem with the black community, we don't know who we are. That's the problem. If I can shoot you and do all that stuff to you, you think about all the stuff we do. We will go hard on us, but we won't go hard on nobody else, right?
Say
Just
that.
like to
Say
me,
that. Say that again. Say,
we
please say
will,
that again. That
we
we
will
are
go,
harder on ourselves than we
yeah,
are on
we will go
anybody
hard
else.
on exactly. We will go hard on ourselves than anybody else, right? And the problem is, I see you as my sister, so I wouldn't shoot you just be shooting. See, I never understood that, right? And see, like I told you, I was wrong too. So I admitted I was wrong. See, the thing is, I found out you got to sometimes sit down and take a vacation so you can understand how you moving. I was moving reckless, right? I had a lot of women, and to me, that wasn't that wasn't even the icing on the cake. At the end of the day, I wasn't happy, right? So the problem is with us, man, we got to start looking at What's our purpose? See, our problem is the system. It made us feel not in void. So think about it. If you're working hard, busting your butt, but this man over here is robbing, stealing, rob Peter, pay Paul. He got a nice car. You want the America create criminals. We create criminals every day. I'm gonna tell you why we create criminals. You think about this, right? If I take you out for 6 months and say, and you got to survive on your own, but you don't know how to survive, so you hungry. So then, after 6 months, I come and get you. I clean you up. And I say, don't touch this food. Don't eat it. Don't mess with it. What you gonna do? Survival kicks in. That's all it is. See what they have us doing now. They got us surviving. So if you can't pay the rent, see, you got a kid. Your kid gotta understand. Well, you can't eat today. No, you go ahead. And some of these warriors out here, they gonna go do it. They gonna go do it. But see, that's the thing we gotta pay attention to. It's a trap. It's a catch-22. When they say the yellow light, you know the light might turn red. You know you might turn red. I'm gonna take that chance, run that light. I'm gonna have an accident to it. Now the deck is these young want to play ball. I keep trying to tell them, man, look at that stuff is set up, man. It's set up against you not to make it. It's 300 Division I schools, 3,000 ball players. Out of 3,000, 10% make it. That's 300. Where they put you at? See, we all trying to go into this one lane. We all can't fit into one lane. Okay, what about being a lawyer? Now, if you ain't that smart, but what about getting your own business? What about being a mechanic? See, they took the mechanics, the wood shops, home ec, they took them out of schools for a reason. So you got to understand, the system thinks long term. They don't think, we think short term is minorities, right?
Right.
So you
Right.
think about it. You tell a kid, hey, it's gonna take you 2 years to finish school so you can get a good job. They ain't trying to wait for no 2 years. They want their money. They want that car. That's what's happening. See, somebody got to give them a vision. It's like playing sports, right? If I can't see myself going into a playoff and into a championship game, I ain't gonna understand what they're talking about. It's the
Right.
same thing. See, role model. I had a role model. My father was my role model. He was still mill worker, right? Dude got up every day, worked, busted his ass. But see, I was a slick when I wanted to be slick. I wanted to take a shortcut. And I found out in life there's no shortcut. You got to
Right.
put your
Right.
work in, man. You got to put your work in. That's what it is. And a lot of us, I keep trying to tell us, man, if you're not good on reading, go grab somebody, man, and ask them, help me do this. If you don't understand how to spell, hey, go help somebody. Go ask them, hey, I don't know how to do this, man. See, our problem is the ego. And let
Right.
me tell you something. This is when your woman comes, when a woman comes in for you. Hey, look here. I don't know too much. Can you help me? I'm an unlearned person. Can you help me? So that's a problem with us. We too busy thinking a man because we talking loud.
Right.
Shut up. The empty wagon always makes the loudest noise.
Right.
So what we got to do for ourselves first. Men got to stand up, man. Stand up. Pull your pants up. Stick your
Marvin, what
head,
do
your
you
chest out.
think? What do you feel like based on your experiences and what you've gone through? What do you feel like the remedy in a nutshell is? Because everything you said, I absolutely agree with, right? What I feel like the issue is, and Tanisha, you can help me and as far as weighing in on this. What I feel like the issue is that a lot of times there's not enough resources, right? So you may have a group of people or a group of young adults or youth that want to do something, but maybe they don't know how. How do you start? Who do you go
Okay.
to? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's what I say. Start with the basics. The basics is, can you read? Can you write? See the thing is, a lot of us, man, we wanna come to the party, but we ain't bringing nothing. This is like marriage, right? Everybody want to go get married, but okay, you got a good job, you take care of a family. See, a lot of our
Right.
problem we doing backwards. We hustling backwards, right?
Hustling
We hustling
backwards.
backwards.
Oh, that's gonna be the name of the episode. Raw
Yeah,
conversation, hustling
yeah,
backwards.
we hustling backwards, right? So think about it. Okay, first of all, can I have our conversation with somebody without cussing and You a damn mother. Can I have a conversation? A lot of us,
Right.
we can't. We always moving our hands and you know what I mean? No, I don't know what you mean. See,
Right.
we got to get the bullshit out. And then first we got to want it. Two, we got to listen.
Hmm.
Because for me, I wasn't listening. See, I can tell you, I cannot blame nobody to this day why I didn't do what I did. I did it. I thought I was 6'4". I thought you needed me. So I really messed up. I thought Maryland needed me. They didn't need me. They give me a dime a dozen. See, people don't understand that, man. See, these guys nowadays, they set this, they buying a lie. You got to quit buying the lie. You got to quit buying the lie. See, I don't want to be a rapper. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I don't want to be famous because I don't want anybody knowing me. See, for what I did now, see, for me, I learned that I don't like computers, right? I bought me a computer. I'm learning how to do it, right? Just because for me to be irrelevant, to keep up, I gotta learn this stuff. I'm the guy,
Right.
I'm telling you right now, I still get bills through the mail. I'm giving me a stamp, I'm mailing. I don't trust. Hey, that touching all that, I don't got time all that. I like to, hey, how you doing? That's me. I'm old school, right?
You're old
But
school. That's what I was gonna say.
right, I'm old school. But at the same time, I understand. And the problem with us, the generation we left behind, we left them behind. We wasn't telling them what's going on, like our parents, like I was saying, the conversation. Like we didn't, my father, I had a raw conversation with my father about women, about sex, all that. I didn't get the birds and bees talk. He told me, let me tell you something, your little dick get hard, stop putting a raincoat. You have this kid running around here. That's how I got
That's,
taught.
that's what your daddy said.
That's what my daddy said, right? And then you got to look at it. See, the thing is, a lot of us parents who we don't talk to our kids because you know why? We don't know how to talk to our kids. See,
Right.
back when we was coming up, that church messed us up. I'll tell you why it messed us up.
You said, wait,
Because,
wait. You
oh,
said
don't say
church
that.
messed us up.
Yeah, think about it.
Oh,
Think
wait,
about it.
hold on. It's Sunday. Oh, we about
Hold on.
to.
No, hey, let's check it out. Check it out. I'm telling you this right now. Half the stuff we did because of people in church, what they think what they'll say about us. That's Miss Emma's daughter. Psh, you know she had a baby. See that type of stuff. So
That's
somebody
true.
saying, you know why she had a baby? Because nobody told her.
Because nobody.
See,
Yep.
nobody explained to her. See, we grew up as do as I say, not as I do. That's wrong. Because anytime you tell a kid don't do it, they want to know why. You got to explain to them why.
The
Like
truth.
drugs. Don't do
Yeah.
drugs. No, why? Because it's going to mess your parents up. It's going to mess you up, period, physically and mentally. You might have a stroke. You might die from it, right?
Right.
So we got to start just being upfront. These kids nowadays are different. They don't go outside. You tell them you can't go outside. They okay, cool. They get a phone and go sit down. Me?
Right.
If you killed me and told me I couldn't go outside, I was dead. What? I had attitude. But it's different now. So what we got to do now
It
is
is.
like a young girl. Hey, look here, sweetheart. You're a queen. You got to tell them that positive reinforcement. Hey, you're a queen. Don't show your body. Now, you tell this man right now, if he wants you that bad, he got to marry you. And he got to have the
Oh.
basics. No,
Oh.
serious, though. See, you think about this. Half the stuff we messing up because they seeing mama do it, so they think it's okay. Like I said, listen, I got a kid. I'm not married to the mother, but I take care of my responsibility. I'm there. She knows who I am. I'm there 24. I pick her up, take her to school, all that, right?
Right.
At the same time, our problem is you're looking at this dude because he's slick, he's smooth talking. No, you don't want that dude. You want that dude gonna get up and go to work. He gonna value you first. And see, the thing is, you got to telling these kids, especially these women, watch how that man treat his mother. Got to tell you who that dude is. See, the
Ah.
problem is,
Ah. I think you
he's
should let
cute.
that marinate for a
He's
second.
cute. He got a nice car, right? So you got to look at all that. See, I'm the same way. My father told me a woman can't keep a house. You can't take care of the house, maintain the house. You don't want to be bothered with it. And on sex, he told me on sex. If you get on the first date, you definitely don't want to be bothered with it because you've been doing it before, right? So our problem is we got to be upfront with these kids. We got to help these kids because number one, they don't know they need help. They think they're okay. What they trying to do, they trying to be grown, but they don't have no role model. That's why
Marvin,
they
I
out here
have a
doing stupid stuff.
you're absolutely right. I have a question for you about going
Mhm.
back to your 17-year-old self. So don't let me forget that. But before I go there, Tanisha, let's let you weigh in real quick. Because you've been nice and quiet, and listen, this woman right here, Marvin, got so much doggone experience and so much just life experience, but also education on top of that. So she was a young
Right.
teen mom. So a lot of what you have just discussed, I'm quite sure she can identify with, because she started having kids as a teenager. You know what I'm saying? And she's a single mother
Right.
of four boys who are all except for one grown men. That takes a lot for a single woman to do. So Tanisha,
But no, but with her, she's listen. I'm gonna tell you something about a black woman. A black woman's strong. That's a strong thing on this earth. I'm gonna tell you something right now. She was determined. That's it. You gotta stay back. Let's go back to slavery. I'll let you have it, sweetheart. Slavery. The woman always kept us together. They always kept us together. They did what it takes. The problem is we just gotta get on board and roll with them, man. That's the thing. Go ahead, do it, T. It's on you.
T. Oh wait, that's your new nickname, T.
Mm.
I mean, you said such a mouthful, and I don't even know whether we have the rest of this show to even hit on the point. I'll just give you a synopsis of what I heard you say. I heard you talk about how the system has identified ways to oppress us,
Yep.
how people do not know their history,
Yep.
therefore they can't identify of how it's repeating itself. And when they
Right.
can't identify with it repeating itself, and again, they don't recognize that it's happening, then they can't respond appropriately. I hear about you talking about when people enter in certain games, like the drug game, maybe, you know, uh, gangs, period. There are consequences. There are dues that you pay that people tend to feel like they are the exceptions. So that's why they don't show up to pay the piper. Because again, I'm the exception. Um, I heard you talk about the lack of communication amongst parents to young people, the generations that we left behind, but the generation that actually got impacted by the introduction of the crack epidemic. I
Epidemic,
hear
yeah.
you talking about how things are ridiculed in terms of us serving drugs in our communities and the things that we use to destroy, but then taking a step back to recognize how we even got the product in the first place.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Okay.
Um, Bottom line is this: it comes full circle with when you say that we were set up long term. Well, Jim, our system, our laws, our legislations were set up based on Jim Crow laws.
Right.
But it was set up to segregate us in different ways in order to support white supremacy. So
Yep.
they can identify back when children are as early as the first stages of adolescence. Um, they can tell when they need to funnel us straight into the prison's pipelines, or that child is going to be the exception and go in a different direction. We do have a system that, quite honestly, it would cost less money for them to provide the resources or the interventions to help us heal at that stage where, we can form different identities and self-worth rather than go into the system. But again, we have a system that is more reactive versus proactive, and it's that way for a reason, because it is designed for us to be reactive. It is designed for them to wait until they feel like we are too far gone in order to do anything, and then you want to throw that idea out there that it's going to cost more money for you to help me heal rather than just put me away.
Mm. Hmm.
Right.
So that's what I heard you say and everything that you had to say.
Right.
One thing I will say to you is I do hear you in terms of the things that you feel like we should do to stand up as a people. But in order for us to stand, again, it goes back to us recognizing and know who we are. And that's the problem. We've been built to not know. When someone tells you
Right.
to go back where you came from, and when you tell me where the hell you stole me from, then maybe I'll consider going back. A lot of times we
Right.
don't know where we originate from because we never came here voluntarily. We were taken.
Right.
And so again, trying to figure out authentically and historically who we are until we can find and have the wherewithal to figure that out, and then to come full circle to heal from that, and then to recognize who we are today and how powerful we are as kings and queens. We can't sell each other on the idea that that's who we are, which is royalty. And so
Right.
I'll just stop right there.
That's a. I mean,
Just
that's a
like
good
again,
point. Go ahead, Marvin.
and like today, we noticed today they still throwing that BS and that bullshit out there to us. Right? You think about like remember back in the '80s, Ronald Reagan just say no to drug dare program, right? So now you legalize weed, right? So what it is now, they trying to get us another way, right? They trying to get us another way. You think about it now. All this my life, you say no to drugs, right? Then now you say you get a weed shop. Hold on, man, what are you doing? So think about it. You go to DOT, Department of Transportation, right? You can't get a commercial license. That's a job right there, driving a truck. They X you out. See, we gotta understand. We keep thinking that they for us. They're never for. See, this all this old bullshit, kumbaya, and talking about yeah, we here to help you. No, you're not. Because see what it is, you in reality you scared. Because see now these people woke up. What the fuck we gonna do? It's just like right now. Think about it. This judge passed a law of assault weapons 30 years. It's been banned for 30 years, right? All of a sudden he lift that ban. Why? The NRA is about money. See,
Of
they look
course.
at you. See, understand, people understand the police department. The police department is really what they're here for. They're here to protect property, not people. See, you got to look at the Constitution. A lot of us we
Wait,
don't read.
wait, wait, wait. Say that part again. You know, let me tell
What's
you
this?
guys something. Certain things are said when it's something that is very profound. Sometimes I got to take a couple seconds.
I got you. I got you.
Sometimes I need a couple of seconds. Say that again.
Uh,
They
I
not
hear you.
caring about people, but about property.
Oh,
What did you
police is
say?
there to serve to protect property, not people. You got to understand. You got to understand. When we came over here, we were not recognized as human. We were recognized as merchandise.
And
See,
we
like
still are not recognized as humans.
right. So think about it. Just like they did the Asian American. They passed that stuff within a week. A couple of Asian people get beat up, dumped on. They passed it real quick. See, what about the black man? See, you got to understand. They're there. See, the police department in our communities to restrict movement. They don't want you going to Beverly Hills. They don't want you going to Torrance or Culver City. That's what they there for. Oh, where you going? See,
Which
you
is
got to
another
understand.
form of segregation.
Right.
It is.
See,
Yeah.
That's
and the
why
thing
hoods
is,
are created.
right. It's just like in Washington, D.C., right? It's the same thing. That's why they don't want Washington, D.C. become a state. You know why they don't want to become a state? A bunch of black folks over there. See, when you have a bunch of black folks in there, it's, hold on now. But see, you got to understand, they doing it, and they doing it like this gentrification. I don't believe in gentrification, right? All they're saying is, you can't afford this area, we're going to take it from you. That's all it is. Because see, think about it now. The rich are crazy here. I mean, you think about it now. Hold on, stop. You have you been down on La Cienega and Jefferson? They
Yes,
build
I have.
a new apartment over there. A 1 bedroom will cost you $2,800. Come on.
Marvin, you know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you what's crazy about what you're saying right now. Even over there in Leimert Park, like at a certain point in time, it was like, that whole area was like the hood. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You can find every, and then now today, if you actually look, we were actually working on getting some people into an apartment. So I had to call and talk to the property management to find out the application process and how much the deposit was and all that stuff. And when they told me almost $3,000, I was like, "Oh, wait, over here? Are you
Yeah.
kidding me?"
But see, you know what though? Again, I gotta blame us too. We gotta quit trying to party all the time. Like for me, I don't believe in New Year's. See, everybody talking about Happy New Year's. Fuck Happy New Year. Watch out for what they doing. They changing rules on your ass. See, people ain't
Why you
understanding it. They talking about
partying?
Happy New Year. Fuck Happy New Year's. You need to watch out for read them rules. I'm gonna tell you right now, when the rules apply in the first of the year, that's when they get you. See, a lot of people don't know. You know you can go to jail without having an ID on you. People don't even know that.
Then you can what?
You can go to jail with not having an ID.
For not
People
having
don't
an ID or without having an ID?
without having an ID.
Well, I mean, yeah, them violating your rights, and because
See, and think about it. Like,
because
that
legally
birth
they can't.
certificate. Hey, that birth certificate. That don't mean that's your kid. What that is, that's for the child support system to get you to say
Mhm.
that, to get you to recognize that's yours. And you're gonna take it. If you don't take care, we come and get you. The IRS is not a part of the government. They own their own identity. They're doing their own thing. See, it's the rich man's tax collector. That's what that is, right? Think about all this stuff, man.
I mean, and I'll say this, and it goes back to again the first point that you were making in regards to the laws that are applying to marijuana, whether legalizing or not. When our system, our government always finds a way to have their hand in your pocket.
Right.
Because that number one, with the police department, our system was just set up just to arrest and
That's it.
incarcerate. But that hasn't been working because guess what? Even from the inside, you find out a way to push product. So it's like, okay, we can't stop it this way, even though we've put it here. So let's figure out how to regulate it. So if I say that this is legal on a state level, but federally it's not, then I'm going to let you go through all the channels to make it legal within the state.
Right.
And I'm going to let you pay all the permits and the money, obtain the property because I got my hand in that. And I'm going to tax you on that because, again, I'm trying to regulate it. But on a federal level, it's not legal. So
Right.
when I think that you got enough of what I feel like you should have, then I'm going to let the federal law come in and I'm going to let them raid you and take everything that you got.
It's
and
set
I'm
up
going
like
to continue allowing that because, again, we're talking about strategy.
Well, of course.
And how we got to make sure that we regulate everything that you do.
Right. Just like sports, right? If you look at sports, right? If you look at colleges, they got mad because they say the college athletes should get paid. Well, where these dudes come from? They come from the inner city.
Right.
Right?
They're
So
looking
you
for
think
money.
about it, man. Check it out. Just like, okay, I don't know if you know these guys, but like, remember Lloyd Daniels? He's from New York, right? He had a third grade reading level, ended up in UNLV. Now, the dude got busted last week at a crack house, but he can play ball. So when they make it to the big time, that's why they broke at the end of their career. Because know why? They went out there and bought. You took a guy from out of the hood, never had nothing. He gonna buy 8 cars. You only drive 1 car at a time. So when we make it, everybody make it. I gotta take care of you. I gotta take care of you. I gotta take care of you. And we don't have enough money. See, we're thinking because I got $24 million, that's not a lot of money because the taxes gonna get you. See, we don't look at that. We look at well, I get to go buy this, I get to live in this type of house. No. That 24 million ends up to be $15 million. Because the man gonna get his.
And in
And then,
reality, I don't care what amount of money it is when you don't know how to manage it, when
right.
you don't understand money, period.
And a lot of us don't understand money. That's why we had the problem we had.
And
Because
that,
I can tell you the same one. I was the same way with it. I walk around here
yeah.
with 10 grand, didn't know what to do with it. 100 grand in the Nike shoe box. You know, think about it. That's stupid.
You can
But at
bring
the
it over
same,
here. You can bring it over
no,
here.
hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you something. The problem is because the thing is now we got to take it upon ourselves to educate ourselves. Like I said, like George Washington. See, I didn't like school because of the fact I don't give a fuck about George Washington. Who is he? Right? I don't understand that type of stuff. See, everybody keep thinking Lincoln freed the slaves because he did something for us. No, Lincoln did not free the slaves. Lincoln freed the slaves because the South was messing up the North economy. That's why. So we did the textile work in the North and the agriculture in the South. So what happened was when people start coming to this country, well, you gotta hire this Asian person. No, I got these people over here. All I do is house them, feed them, slop. We good. So that's why he did that. See, everybody keep thinking they did something for us. I get tired of people always saying they for us. Just because you skin folk don't mean you kin folk. You get what I'm saying?
Well, but
We got a lot.
and because that's what we were taught.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what we
Right.
were taught our history was.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
look at the Black Panthers, what they do, they started the dope up there in Oakland, right? And what they did, we had a need. It's surviving. So when you get tired of struggling, you get tired. It's like same thing. You own dope. You get tired of dope. You get tired of messing up. What you do? You clean yourself up, right? That's when you get tired. And that's what they do to us. And see, what we got to start doing now, we got to start standing up for principles. I was hurt when I started seeing some of my brothers dressing up like women. See, I was hurt, man, because, see, they want that money. See, let me tell you something. I'm not going to sell out. If I sell out, I got to get the hell out. Right? Because
Marvin, when I say you are so old school, let me say this to you, because anybody who is old school would identify with you. Let me tell you the difference. Most people that are old school don't come out and say what you're saying right now. Most people don't, right? And in what you're saying right now, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna share something with both of you guys. Well, I guess with everybody, whoever's on here. One thing that I said, my son is 17, he plays baseball, right? One thing that I said was, one day we were talking and I told him, I said, I don't give a shit about baseball. That's what I said. I'm taking ownership. That's what I said. That's what came out of my mouth. Camila said that. Of course, he looked at me like I was crazy because all these years we have been doing nothing but practice, baseball, travel ball, all of that, putting all this energy into it. So then we finally sat down and talked, and I explained exactly what I was saying. It's not that I don't care about your career. It's not about that. How many players do you see who don't have the right foundation, who have the talent, who get there and lose everything because they don't have the right foundation? My job is to make sure you are good spiritually, mentally. That is my job. I'm not a coach. I don't do, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't do that part. But my part is to make sure that there is some type of balance mentally, because that's a lot for any of the youth. Tanisha, I'm sure you got sons who played sports. I know your youngest son played basketball. You know what I'm saying? So like all of that is a lot for them to, especially if they're focused on what they're doing and their discipline. That right there is a lot. But I think where we, I can speak as a mother, where we as mothers come in is it's like, all right, you got baseball here. I'll let him do his thing there. But when he has his off time, I'm like, okay, put your phone down. Let's go take a walk. Let's talk. How are you? And what I will make a habit of doing, what I started making it a habit of doing is asking him, hey, son, how are you? But when I say, hey, son, how are you? I put my hand on his heart. So that means, how are you in here? Not what do I want to hear? Not what I want to hear. Because today might be a fucked up day. And if it's that, then we could talk about that. But if you don't communicate it, then we can't talk about it, right? So, I
Yeah.
mean, what you're saying is absolutely honest. And what I really want to express to anybody watching, especially the parents and stuff like that, what you're saying is absolutely accurate. And we also got to think about how much pressure is on their back, just based on what you said. How much pressure is on their back from society, from peer pressure, from sports, whatever is going on just in society. That's a lot for them to deal with. And that's
You
the
know
stuff
what?
that deal with, everything being recorded, everything being on social media. We didn't have to deal with that.
No, we didn't. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. When I hear kids today, I'm trying to understand that too. When kids say, "I'm stressed out," well, my old man used to always tell me, "What the fuck you stressed out about? You ain't paying no bills." See, my old man always put bills with this shit, right? And now I get it, but sometimes I tell people, sometimes, especially I talk to women, I hear women say, "Well, that's my boyfriend." I don't say that. Don't say that. Say that's your husband or your man or your male companion. Because I'm gonna see when you say boyfriend, when you talk to a white man, he's thinking like that. That's a boy. No, I'm your man. I'm your husband. But don't say boy, right? It's the same thing. My girlfriend. No, this is my lady. This is my companion. Because these words, you gotta understand, people connect things with words, right?
With
And then,
words,
like I tell,
right?
when people say, like the N word, I don't like the N word because the N word means illiterate, ignorant, right?
Yeah.
I hear people,
Uh-huh.
I hear people say that, and it's like, look, bro, you know what that word really means? It's like punk. Punk is a piece of wood. You gotta understand when you're using words, you gotta know why you're using them, right? And you gotta understand a lot of our problems. We just gotta really, what we gotta do now is go back to basics. When I say basics, I sat down every day when I was coming up at the dinner table. My father knew what I did, what I didn't do. He knew that. We got to do the same thing. See, there's no way in the world. Like I look at these white kids. How your kids building a bomb in your house? See,
Wait.
when I came up, man, we didn't close no fucking doors. It's like you said, you ain't paying for that door. I'm paying for that door. And every time he would say, you know what? Hey, Captain, go out to that front door and look on that left side, look at that address, tell me who it is, and come back and tell me. That's what he used to make me do. And a lot of things, problem is, like I said, this is for my brothers, man, for my kings, man. We gotta stand up. We gotta protect our black woman, right? We gotta make sure she's okay. And like I said, if we don't get along, but we got this kid, we gotta come to a common place. Okay, I can do this. I can come and get her. They can do this. What you need me help with? What you need help with? But don't call me what you need. She always needing something. Sometimes making sure the woman's okay. Go by there and drop by and say, hey, I just want to make sure you're okay. But see, the thing is, we run around there with our nose open behind you, but now all of a sudden you get pregnant, no, don't stumble now. This time you pick the pieces up and run with it. And to you,
Right.
my sister, you are very important to this movement because, like I said, you have 4 sons and you're raising them. That's good.
Yes.
You did your job. Not in prison, not in the gang. You did your job. And my hat goes off to you. It really does, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I know sometimes you gotta put your foot on you gotta sometimes put your foot in their butt. Because sometimes they want to talk sideways. Because I was 16, I thought I was a man too. I had to get tested. And I
She,
found
she,
out,
she a gangster.
yeah, you had to sometimes. You gotta take them that way, man. Because see, but what I'm saying is we gotta acknowledge that. We gotta acknowledge that stuff, man.
Yes, you
We gotta
do.
acknowledge that a woman, let me tell you something, man. I'm gonna tell you something. They always say a dog is a man's best friend. That's bullshit. I say as a woman. A woman can make you, she also break you. Guys ain't understanding that stuff today, man. See, let me tell you something. A lot of our problem is ego. And if my old lady made 20 grand a month and I made 3 grand a month, that's 23,000. What we gonna do? That's how I look at the things. See, I don't have no ego. See, I learned a
You don't
long
have
time
no
ago, man.
ego.
Let me tell
Wait,
you
but
something.
how do you know that you don't have no ego?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I can let you lead. I don't have to lead. I ain't gotta be. See, the thing is, I don't have to be a thief. I can be Indian. I know how to play my role. The problem is we too busy everybody's trying to be the thief, and that's what that's wrong with the movement today in the black community. In the black, think about it. Think about it. If you look at our black leaders today, what they doing? They arguing amongst themselves. Who should get reparations? Who should get reparations? Look, anybody's black, you can get your money. Anybody's black, you get. I don't care if you was born last year, get your money. Because see, when white folks say, "Well, I didn't own slaves," you don't know you didn't own slaves, but you benefit from it. You benefit from it. So when they say that shit, I say you benefit from it. You may didn't own a slave, but you benefit from it.
Right.
So everybody's benefit from.
So are you trying to say you're just as guilty, basically? Because even if you didn't create it, but you benefit from it, you're just as guilty.
Just as guilty. It's the same. It's the same thing with the laws, right? It's just with the law. If me and you go rob something and you shot somebody, I'm with you. I'm accessory, right?
Right. Accessory to a crime.
They gonna give you 20 years, gonna give me 15. So what's the difference? Come on, man. See, let's stop playing. See, we like a word play a lot. I'm like that. I get tired of that too. I get tired of that word playing. We get up here, we sit down in these words, in these rooms, and we want a word play. No, the problem is, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't give me a job because I'm black. No, I don't want that. All I'm saying is just give me an opportunity to play the game. That's it. If my credit, listen. If my credit, let's say this guy got a 700, and I got
how much longer?
Say a 699, right? Well, we equal. Then we go down to how much money you gonna put down on the house. That's how it should go down. But then you look at no, he's not credit worthy. See, I get tired of that. See, when they run your credit, they'll say, "Oh, sir, your credit is good." They always say, "Sir."
Oh,
right?
They said they have to say "sir" first.
Yeah, when they do that, when they run your credit, they find out your credit is good. They always say, "Sir." Right. So for me, I say treat everybody how you want to be treated. That's how I look at things, right? So for me, what we have to do for us is still have these conversations, but now we got to move into action. When I say action, like the pandemic, right? I used to work for this company, man, and I got tired of them. And and I come to realize, you know what? I'm not good working with nobody. I gotta work for myself, man. Right? Because see, the problem is they give you just enough to keep coming back. That's all they do. You think you're making money. You ain't making no money. You know? And the problem is with us, we can do it. We gotta jump out there and start making moves. I mean, if they're wrong, if you don't go get help. Remember, I asked you. I don't know certain things. I asked you.
Yeah,
See,
you
to
did.
me,
Absolutely.
you got to humble yourself and say, you know what, man, look, I need help. Can you help me? I'm all about humbling myself. I don't listen. I'm gonna tell you right now. I got a lot of time. I ain't got nothing to waste. To the youngsters, they don't understand that, man. They don't understand. They think they 17 years old. Right? No, let me tell you something. You look up. You're 22. You look up. You're 35. You look up. You're 50. Then you be like, wow, time go by fast. And now I'm in my 50s. And it seems like days go by fast now. I'll be sometimes be trying. Hey, let me tell you something. Some days I stay up late just to say I don't want the time go by fast.
Let me get back to this before I forget, because I wanted to ask you a question about your 17-year-old self. Tanisha, do you have something to say? Anything that no? Okay. Okay, so Marvin, I wanted to ask you this quick question, and we're at 54 minutes, so we're gonna log off in a second. We're gonna end the show in a second. But the one question that came up for me as you were talking earlier, I wanted to ask you, your 17-year-old self, when you were making your moves and got caught up and all of that other stuff, from your 17-year-old self, let's say that your mother or your father wanted to come and talk to you to really get your attention, right? What would they say at your 17-year-old self where you would actually listen?
You can tell them like this. You can either make it easy for yourself now, or you make it harder for yourself later. It's on you. Because you're going to mind somebody. You see, these kids don't understand that. You're going to listen to somebody no matter what. I had to listen to somebody, right? So, listen, some of these things these kids got to look at, really, really look at, go get the people who've been where they don't want to go, but they end up going. Now, you out there gang banging? Go get some of them brothers, them real goons out there and show them, man, what's going to happen. Show them the body tags. Show them what's going to happen. Because, see, a lot of these kids don't think it ain't going to happen to them. See, when you're young, you think you're invisible. You're not invisible, man. Your ass is just a look. They always say something about this. They say God always watch out for what? Fools and kids. Right? Think about it. But see, and some of our problem is we thinking we can. I'm invisible. No, you're not. So what I tell you young ladies to do, man, when I'm talking to these kids who's out there, show them, man. Hey, and let them know. Hey, long you get up for tomorrow, you can always change your situation. But the first you got to be able to get up, right? You got to want it. It's going to be hard. And for me, I told people all the time, it's going to be hard.
Right.
It's going to be a struggle. But the thing is, listen, goals are for you to learn. Learn how to get through life. It's obstacles. Life is an obstacle. That's all it is. Think about it. You know, it's just like this. Okay, you might messed up today. Well, tomorrow you can get it right.
Right.
Right? See, and that's the thing they got to look at. See, a lot of these kids don't think that. They think everything's all doom and gloom. They're going to do. No. First of all, for me to get into this game, I gotta have some type of skills. And see, the thing is, I didn't have no skills. I took what I had, was my size, right?
By the way, when he says his size, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera right now, but he's probably like 7 feet and like 300 pounds.
No, so
No, we can't see that.
no,
Yeah,
so,
you can't see it, but if we stood next to each other, I'd be like this. Like,
yeah, what I'm saying is I took what I got and used it. And now I'm using for the better of my people. Not mankind, my people.
Yeah.
Fuck mankind. I'm talking my people. When I tell a young brother, hey man, pull your pants up, man. Pull your pants up. You know, and then sometimes, man, I tell dudes, I see guys walking women on the street. The woman be on the outside. I said, no, put it on the inside. He said, why? I said, I'm gonna tell you why you put it on the inside. The car might splash water on her, whatever. You her protector, man. And see, a lot of us ain't been taught certain things. That's the problem.
Right.
We don't. I mean, just think about it though. We haven't been taught. So our problem is we gotta start teaching us each other. Instead of talking about the young lady about her dress and her hair and all, pull her to the side. Look at sweetheart. Put your dress down to your knees, because you're gonna get some stuff that you don't want, right? And I got it, because a lot of them little youngsters, they think I got it. But see, I don't like all that, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're doing it like that, you mean advertising the wrong information to me, right?
Right.
And
Absolutely.
I'm old school. Like I said, I don't mess around with. You don't rape no woman. You don't put your hand on no woman. You don't do none of that. You know. And a lot of these dudes doing that because simple fact, they ain't got no codes, man. You know.
They don't, but then we also have to have. I feel like we also have to have some type of understanding that a lot of them weren't taught. You know what I'm saying? And but this is the reason why raw conversations is needed, because guess what?
Right.
Now you're able to talk to an audience of parents who are raising young adults. Now you're able to give tips and resources to parents who are raising teenagers, who are raising young kids.
Just like my daughter, right? I don't
like
put my hand on my daughter. I don't put my hand on my daughter because I'm the first line of defense of a man she gonna see.
There
right?
we go.
So,
there we go.
So what I would do, I'm like, okay, so I would do it like this. I was like, okay, whatever, girl, I'm going about my business, right? And then she'll come back and start thinking, oh, I'm sorry, you know, because if you're going, us being old school people, man, old parents, we gotta redirect ourselves.
You said I'm not old, I'm young.
Well, what I'm saying is,
not us.
All right, okay.
We're not saying us.
Like for me, right? There's a lot of things I can't get with in this community now. This time and age. I'm not used to guys wearing pink boots, pink
boots.
pants.
No.
Hey, listen. They call it salmon. salmon, whatever they call it.
That's the color of the boots that the men are wearing.
Listen, that's pink to me. Okay, skinny jeans. I ain't understanding all that stuff. But at the same time, hey, it is what it is. But at the same time, man, you gotta rep yourself as a man.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And like I said, nowadays, you let your kid walk around here. I don't understand these guys wearing these man buns and stuff. Hold on, man. What y'all doing? See, the game went left now, man. I mean, we used to have nappy heads and bald heads. That was it, or taper. Now, you got guys with braids in their head, locks. And sometimes they be walking. Is that a woman or man? You can't even tell till you get up on. Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
No, I'm serious.
Okay, so listen. This is what we're gonna do. We about to end it now, guys, because we are actually at an hour. You see how these conversations, to me, it didn't even feel like an hour. It really did not. Oh my goodness, so much good information. Marvin, we got to have you back on because that was a lot of really good stuff, but then also from a man's perspective, also from a father's perspective, also from a Black man's perspective, also from a perspective of somebody who got caught up in the system at 17. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do you know how many of the youth that we mentored this day who are kind of headed down that path, and we're trying to beeline them the opposite way? Like it's a conversation that needs to be had. So we have to do part 2 with you, Marvin. Are you gonna commit to come back on?
Let me know.
I'm gonna let you know. We're gonna talk.
Let me know. Like I said again, don't give up on the kings, man. Especially don't give up on the queens.
Never.
Right.
Okay, so right now we're gonna close it out. Everybody can give their whatever they want to say finally. And then how people can reach you or look for you or whatever the case is. Let's go ahead and do that now. Tanisha, Queen, you are first.
I mean, I just really and truly enjoyed the conversation because it opens a door for us to continue to talk more about history and in regards to how we have to recognize how it's repeating itself, and then to give each other tools about how to stand up and break the cycle of what history has taught us to be, about ourselves. And I mean, that's pretty much it. I ain't giving out no email addresses and nothing.
No, you got to do what you've been doing the last couple of weeks. Your son's information. Go ahead.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was waiting for.
So Start and Go. Start and Go Motors. START, the letter N, Go, Go Motors. You can look that up on IG. Xavier Clark is the founder and the CEO and the everything of that, the licensed dealer for cars if you want to purchase a vehicle and have it delivered to you. And then I have another son who buys, sells, trades shoes, and that is Clark Kent Kicks. Kent with a K. Clark, CLARK, Kent, KIEKINT, Kicks. You can look that up on IG and reach out to him, follow him, and that's pretty much it. I appreciate the love.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tanisha. And we appreciate you. Marvin, how can they follow you? Or if they, I know you old school, so do they need to write you a letter?
Yeah, drop it in the mail. That's what it is for me.
Put a stamp on it.
Yeah, put a stamp on it.
If y'all try to get in contact with Marvin, y'all
can hit
us up.
I roll with you. With you.
Okay, y'all can hit us up, and we will definitely we are connected. So that's not a problem.
And to you, sister, keep on them young men, man. They can do it. I like that. Their own business and everything. It's not about the money. It's about just connecting the dots. You know what I mean? We got to start connecting
entrepreneurship. Building family legacy, personal legacy.
Right.
And we're actually going to have Start and Go Motors, Xavier, the CEO of the company. He's going to come in and do an interview. Young African American, definitely has a story. Started his own business, decided to get out of the 9-to-5 thing, and he has a dealership or an office in Riverside. And so if you're looking for a car, auction, whatever the case is, yeah, he'll definitely be coming into the studio. So we are Envision Youth Services. You can follow us, it's at the bottom on IG EYS_2021. I'm a dinosaur. I ain't listen. Envision Youth Services. We in here. Thank y'all. Raw Conversations next Sunday.
All right.
Bye, you guys. Thank
Beautiful week.
you.
No problem.